Come, gather round, everyone. They're about to talk Disney. I am still so confused as to whether I'm going to eat at Connections or Creations. So the only way I can keep them straight is I have to think, okay, well, my mouth connects to my stomach, so I guess that's Connections.
So I call Catherine to see how dinner at the restaurant is going, and she says, I can't talk to you right now. I'm talking to Mickey. So I'm like, okay, here's the big cheese. I get it. And then she says, hold on, he wants to talk to you. So she FaceTimes me, and I'm FaceTiming with Mickey as I'm getting ready for the podcast.
I don't understand why people spend hard-earned money on a Mickey ice cream sandwich in the parks. I mean, we literally all have ice cream sandwiches in our freezers at home. We don't have Mickey bars. From the mind and creator of the Disney YouTube channel Living in Diz comes a whole new Disney podcast. Okay, can we talk some serious Disney here now? Nope. Get ready for all the Disney knowledge that you can handle. It's Corey. It's Lawrence. It's the DIZPod.
You are now listening to a member of the Disney Podcast family. Head over to Disney Podcast Family on Instagram to see all the latest posts for this show and links to other great Disney podcasts. The latest posts for this show and links to other great Disney podcasts. Disney Podcast Family on Instagram to see all the latest posts for this show and links to other great Disney podcasts.
Hello.
Hello, and welcome to episode number 48. I'm going to keep saying 48 until it's 48, hello. And then I don't even know what I'll say.
Hello,
after that. I'll say 48 again. To episode number 48. I'm going to keep saying 48 until it's 48.
I want to say we're at 48.
I'll say after that. I'll probably say 48 again. Good enough. Are we there? Good enough. Either way, we are here, and we are here for another night.
I want to say
the DIZPod, and it is Hump Day. It's truly Hump Day. We are a week like this. It is so busy for me, Monday and Tuesdays, that I pray to get over that, and the rest is still busy, but it feels like Monday. How about you? Tuesdays.
Let me see. We're at Wednesday. It has been a short week, right? Because I was off Monday. But let me see. We're at Wednesday. Thursday and Friday is looking to be very busy for me, right? I'm already looking forward to the weekend.
This is a hot studio today. I don't understand. It's hot in here. I need a fan on.
Forward to the weekend.
Woo. This is a hot studio.
Almost perspiring here.
I don't know why. But it is hot. It is hot here in Florida right now. We were warned it was a hot week, and it is. I don't know why. So it's hot. I almost think we're not used to it. It just came upon us really quick.
Is it so you think it's hotter than it was this time last year?
Yeah. I would say so. Yeah. I didn't expect it to be this hot yet. But I don't complain. It's Florida. So
that's right.
That's what we moved here for. We prefer the winter and the fall and the spring, but hey, if it's 100, it's 100. You can only sweat so much. 101 degrees outside, says Tyler David. Wow. Feels like 101. Yeah. I don't know what the actual high was, but the heat has returned to Florida, says Roger Friedman. The nice weather was great while it lasted. This just means you go in the pool more now, I think. So other than that, yeah, it's a no park day for tomorrow. We have the Zoom call for all of our members.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, we're going to do a Magic Kingdom stream on Saturdays. Other than that, did anything happen this weekend?
This weekend, no, it was quiet. Just rested at home. No big deal.
Did you? Rested your head back on that couch and all was good?
Yep.
Time to bake a pizza pie on the sidewalk, says
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all. We enjoyed ourselves, so we're going to talk all about that.
All right. Well, what do we have in store here? The title is May the 4th Be With You, a DIZPod Journey to Hollywood Studios.
And boy, did we ever journey at Hollywood Studios. And then we were also in the parks on Sunday and Monday. So we'll we'll do a recap of all of that today. But it is, I actually almost changed my shirt and was going to grab a different shirt for this next segment.
Do you need to do a costume change?
I was thinking about it, but no, we're not going to do that. Let me see if I can find what I'm looking for here. Because Disney's made an announcement that a lot of people have been waiting for.
Ooh.
A lot of people have been waiting for a while.
Okay.
And
I'm wondering if I know what it is.
Yeah, you know what it is, but I can't find it. It is halfway to Halloween.
Yes.
So they did announce what was coming out for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. And that got a lot of people excited. And if you are staying on property as of today, you can buy the tickets for the party. So that was pretty cool. People were really excited about that. So they did announce 5 new surprises. Let's see, I can bring this up for all of you, just in case you haven't seen it. So Disney Parks Blog put out 5 new surprises coming to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. And so they rolled out tickets today. They do start, the party starts August 9th and will only run through October 31st this year, not November 1st like they did last year. I don't even know why they did it. Did a party on November 1st last year. Did they have to get that one extra party in? Just didn't seem to make sense. But in either case, you have the party starting August 9th through October 31st. They announced new costumes for Mickey and Minnie. So they look a little different than they did last year. Less orange, if I remember correctly, from last year, more green and purple. Something that a lot of people are excited about is they announced more villain sightings. So they say from the moment the party begins and throughout Magic Kingdom, you'll be able to spot your favorite sinister villains and ghoulish foes. Who knows, you might even get to take a selfie with them. So I feel like that's not a that's not a meet and greet. Like maybe they'll be roaming. I could just be, that could just be wishful thinking.
Come on. Roaming would be great. And, as a matter of fact, the princesses have not roamed in a long time.
Yeah.
Behind the carousel.
Yeah.
From what I've seen.
Yeah, I think you're right. So I'm hoping that that's actually the case and they will be out roaming, which I think would be really, really nice. They also announced that you can bust a move during the Descendants party. So there will be a dance party. I'm assuming this is going to be over in the Tomorrowland stage. I don't think it's... Oh, yeah, it does say Plaza Stage, Rocket Tower Plaza Stage in Tomorrowland. So that's where I think last year it would have been Mike and Sully. And so this year it's going to be the Descendants, The Rise of Red, premieres on July 12th on Disney+. So they're kind of leaning into that for the Halloween party and doing a Descendants party. So that'll be pretty cool. And then Bruno joins in on the fun. So you will be able to meet Bruno along with Mirabelle over at the Casita in Fairy Tale Garden, which is behind the um, castle, which is where Mirabelle meets now. So that'll be pretty cool. They kind of introduced him slowly, right? He was in
Yeah.
in the cavalcade, and now you get to do a meet and greet with him. So that'll be pretty cool. And what I think is earlier is the parade. I wonder how that's going to factor in, but the parade will be at 8:15. Or the first parade, I should say, will be at 8:15. Now they say that the idea is it's perfect for guests attending with little ones who want to enjoy the spooky fun before it's bedtime. So maybe that gets some of the park goers out of the park earlier than normal on a Halloween party. That could be interesting if that does happen. But either way, an earlier time probably helps.
Did they announce the start time? You're thinking probably 6, right? Maybe 6.
For the parade, it'll start at 8:15.
Okay.
The first parade.
The parade itself. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the first parade's at 8:15. So I think that'll help kind of get some of the park goers out a little bit earlier if they have kids. And then of course you have the party, the stage show. And so of course you see the dates there. Quite a few in August. What's that? 7 in August, and then obviously ramps up in September, and then a lot in Halloween, in October, with obviously a party on Halloween, which I'm sure that'll be the first one to sell out. Probably then followed by August 9th, which is the first party, and then they'll start to filter through after that. They do also show some of the merch, not all of it, but some of the merch. So that you have the new, I guess that's an ornament, and then the spirit jersey.
Oh, I like that ornament. The spirit jersey looks cool. I like when they go all out and totally change the font and things like that. Right. It's well themed. I like that.
Yeah. And then they also show a mug, and there will be a new ear headband. So there's new ears for that. I don't remember if they were ears last year. So yeah, that was announced a couple days ago, and tickets went on sale for those that have resort reservations during that time. They could buy their tickets today. So
wow, that's quick.
Yeah.
Quick announcement. Quick chance to I wonder if that's a bit of a strategy, where if we announce it now and we say we'll put them on sale earlier, they'll get people to book. Well, I want to make sure I get that, so let me book right now.
Yeah. Rather than all this time to kind of wait. Yeah, I agree. Something else that I wanted to point out is a new exhibit is coming to the American Adventure, which is kind of interesting. Of course, they always have art back there. And so they are doing, for National Military Appreciation Month, on June 9th, Portraits of Courage, a Commander-in-Chief's Tribute to America's Warriors, is a special exhibit from the George W. Bush Institute, and it will be featured as part of Disney's enduring admiration for those who serve in the U.S. Armed Forces and veterans. So I don't know how many of you know, but when George W. Bush left office, he took up painting, and so a lot of his artwork will be on display there. So that'll be kind of cool to see.
It's kind of surprising, right? That surprised me.
Yeah,
I had to do a double take. Wait, is it the Bush we know?
Yeah. So I had seen some of his work, as somebody did a special on him, some news. channel a while back, so I had seen some of his work. But yeah, he's painting, so they're going to be doing that as part of military appreciation. So yeah, so just a few little tidbits of news there. The Halloween party is the biggest one, obviously. Neil says he misses the jazz display. I did not see that one. I wanted to and just never got around to it. And Nanny Pooh Bear says the travel agent, her travel agent, sent out a memo yesterday. Oh yeah, they wanted people on that because they will sell out. As Neil says, most of the Halloween parties sold out last year, so I'm sure they will sell out again.
Yes, I'm sure I'll go to one. Are you counting on going to one?
We go back and forth. I thought, okay, I'm not going to do one this year. We'll do the Christmas party because, we had talked about doing Christmas party or Halloween party, Christmas party, Halloween party, and now we've done 2 Halloween parties in a row. But they're just so good. I even had to listen to Batuu the other day in the car because it's like an earworm, just couldn't get it out. So I had to listen to it, and of course it's a great song for a great parade. So we'll see. They didn't announce anything new for the parade, so I wonder if the parade's going to stay the same as it was last year. But I'm not quite sure on that one yet. So we'll see. So, but yeah, other than that, the weekend was really good. I think we had a few less people than I thought. However, we still had a lot of people with us on Saturday, so we'll talk all about that. Speaking of people that we had on Saturday, there is Steve Bullock. That was good to see him and hang out with him in the parks. Of course, we hung out together in at the Chinese Lantern Festival, but that was the first time I hung out with him in the parks. Jen W says like the Halloween party is better than Christmas. I just did both last year, and Halloween was way better for her. Yeah, I don't know. It's maybe it's just the atmosphere. I don't know. And the other thing for me is that we've gone to Disney World and Magic Kingdom specifically on Christmas Day in 2020 and in 2023. So we got to see the parade. We got to see the Christmas fireworks. We got to see the overlay at Space Mountain. So it's kind of like I went to the party without having to pay for it. So I don't know. That kind of leans me towards the Halloween party. Plus, with a Halloween party, you have 3 months that you could choose a date, August, September, and October. And for the Christmas party, it's only November and December. So you're kind of limited as to what, and plus the parks are already busier during November, December anyway. So I think you kind of get more bang for your buck if you do a Halloween party than a Christmas party. Now, you did both last year, Corey?
I did Halloween. I don't even know.
I feel like
I did Jollywood Nights. Yeah.
Like
I did a Christmas party too, didn't I? I don't even know.
Yeah. I feel like
I did the trifecta. I don't even know. Was I alone? I think I was alone for Christmas, wasn't I? I
think
have
so,
no
yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
I think I was alone for Christmas.
Yeah, because I think you watched the Christmas parade from right up at the flagpole, if I remember correctly. So,
yeah, I like that spot.
Yeah. You get to see a good amount there as they're coming down Main Street. Yeah, Neil says you went on your own.
Okay.
Yeah. So you got that Jollywood Nights, and I think that was another reason that we didn't do a Christmas party because we did Jollywood Nights since it was new.
Yeah, I think you were choosing between one or the other, and Jollywood Nights was a fun time.
It was. It was. So yeah, I was thinking just the Halloween party versus Christmas party, but then when you think about Jollywood Nights, I don't know, the Christmas party might take a back seat there. I was just reading your mom's comment. 86JB says, "Are we gonna do New Year's again?" Whew, Catherine, are we doing New Year's again? We had a lot of fun. I mean, Epcot was rolling. I will tell you that I have reservations for the three of us for New Year's Eve, just in case. So, I think that is a very strong possibility. Very strong possibility. So we'll see. And see, that's another case. Then if we do New Year's, then I don't think I'm going to do a Christmas party. So it'll be a toss up. We'll have to see. I think what'll happen is we'll have to wait to see what the Jollywood Nights announcement is. And maybe if it's at least what it was last year, if not more, then we'll probably end up doing the New Year's Eve party. Neil, you have to come out to the New Year's Eve party. Yeah, you have to come out to the New Year's Eve party. You will have a ball. Just so much fun. I could see you at the silent DJ. Checking that out. Oh, we got some gifts dropped. So Steve Bullock has dropped a gift.
Oh boy.
And M and J in the OC was gifted by Steve Bullock. So thank you very much, Steve, for that gift. Looks like another one was dropped, but not picked up, I guess. So, of course, if you guys have questions, drop them in the chat. Put a Q in front of it so that it's easier for us to see them, and then we can start talking about our good weekend that we had. It was full. I'll kind of go backwards. So we knew that it was going to be a quick trip, and it was picked up by Catherine. Oh, all right. Congratulations, Catherine. Oh, I see it there. Yeah. So we knew it was going to be a quick trip, but we kind of planned on it. And so I got a late flight in on Friday. Steve drove. So we went to work, got out of work, went right to the airport, hopped on our plane, and we had Wi-Fi for the first time. I've never had Wi-Fi on a plane. So I knew coming back, I'd be able to be in chat while Corey was streaming. So that was kind of cool. So on the flight home, it was right at 8:55. And the lady in front of us was saying how she can remember one time as she flew out of Orlando, and it was right at that time, and she could see the fireworks. So we were hoping that that's what would happen. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. As we took off, we could see the fireworks. So I was sitting in the chair and I'm watching Corey's stream of Happily Ever After, and I can look out the window and see Happily Ever After from the sky. So I asked Catherine to take a video so that we have it, but then I could send it to Corey, and he showed it on stream. So, I told him, had I thought about it, we could have done a multi-angle, right? And he's streaming from down below, and I'm streaming up top at the same time. Sorry, we didn't think about that ahead of time. So, plus I would have had to slow the plane down to get the whole 20-minute show. But it was kind of interesting to see that. And that was the second time we've been able to see that. There was one time we were flying in right as Luminous was starting. And as we were landing, we were able to see Luminous. So we got to see them coming and going. And Catherine says the wing kept getting in the way. But it was still a very cool view. So yeah, it was kind of awesome to be able to see that. And yeah, free as Catherine said, we'll fly Delta again because normally we try and look for the cheapest flights, especially because we're only an hour and a half flight away. So sometimes we do Southwest, sometimes we'll do Frontier, we'll do Spirit. But by the time you add baggage to Frontier and Spirit, you're probably paying the same thing as you would on Southwest or Delta. And since we're going for a short trip, we only did carry-ons. So we had our personal item and our carry-on, and that's all we needed. So we didn't have to check any bags. So so I thought it was good for us to do that, just to have a little quick getaway. So we are already planning our next trip. So
Sorry, I ditched you. I got this huge feedback, and I took it that nobody else heard it but me.
No,
it was weird.
Well, I didn't hear
I couldn't fix it. So
okay.
I had to restart.
Gotcha.
So I'm back. I'm back now. So so where are we?
So we're just starting to talk about the weekend, but I decided to tell them about traveling and getting there. But let me tell you, I must have been very, very tired on Monday night. So we get off the flight, or we get to the gate, or no, we didn't even get to gate. We're taxiing, and we have to wait because there's another plane in our gate. And I have no idea why. It was midnight on Monday. Just put us in a different gate. Anyway, they had to wait. We were waiting on the plane for 25 minutes. Then we pull up to the gate. We finally get out, and I must have been really tired. We take the shuttle back to the parking lot to the car. As I get off the shuttle, I'm just grabbing the bags. I grabbed somebody else's bag off the shuttle and put it down on the ground and went back to grab another one. Luckily, the lady saw me, and she was like, hey, I think that's my bag. And I looked, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm sorry. So I gave it, I put it back on the shuttle for the bag I was supposed to grab was purple. Her bag was black. So I must have been exhausted, and that's why I was doing that.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. So so I was dragging, like Steve says, he was dragging by Monday evening. Yeah, I definitely was. But it was it was definitely a lot of fun. It was definitely a lot of fun. So so yeah, we can talk about Saturday. And was it more or less or the same than what I expected? And was it more or less than what we had last year, really? So I knew going into Saturday, obviously you want to do all the Star Wars stuff. You want to get on Star Tours. You want to get on Millennium Falcon. You want to get on Rise of the Resistance. And knew that I wanted to do, knew that we would have a big group, and wasn't sure what if Finley would want to do Millennium Falcon. And she probably would have done that, but they actually took a pool break and went back to the hotel or the resort in the middle of the day. And that was while we were doing Tower and Millennium Falcon and a couple other things. So so Finley didn't get to do the Falcon, but I think that's going to be the next one that she does, because this trip, let me tell you, that little girl was a trooper. She was brave. She actually asked us to do Space Mountain.
She asked you to do it.
She asked to do Space Mountain, and then we were like, well, she asked to do Space Mountain as we were on our way to Tron. And she wanted to do Tron. And we were like, no, we know you're too tall for that, or too short for that. So we checked at Space Mountain, and she actually is tall enough for Space Mountain, but we weren't ready to put her on Space Mountain yet. But she did do Big Thunder Mountain for the first time.
All right.
And absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. So that's one more ride that we do not have to do rider swap on, because she is tall enough, she's old enough, and she enjoyed it. Now, what we did do was we rode the three of us in the car, so she was in the middle, in between us, which probably also helped. We also rode in the very front, which is more mild than riding in the back, because we figured for her first time we don't want to do too much for her. And then figure having her in the middle of us kind of helps her secure us, because if you ride Big Thunder Mountain on your own, you're going for a ride for
man.
sure.
That ride is really hard to ride by yourself. I
Yeah.
mean, everybody's built differently, but I don't know if you probably have never ridden it by yourself, but riding it by myself, it's like I gotta wedge my feet forward, and it's like the bar can't really get it down that far. I don't. It doesn't fit.
Mhm.
It doesn't ever fit me right,
Yeah.
and I don't understand it. I don't know why, because I don't have a odd body shape. It's just really hard to feel secure in that thing, and then I brace myself because you slide back and forth, and
Yeah.
it can really crank on your back and all that stuff. So it's good to ride that with somebody.
Yeah.
Try not to ride that solo if you can.
There was one time Catherine and I went on a solo trip, and we rode Big Thunder, and the girl in front of us was by herself, um, maybe teenager, I would say. And I remember riding, and it was at night, so of course you can't see as much. And I remember riding, and I looked at Catherine because the girl disappeared. Like, she was in front of us, and then all of a sudden, she was not there. And I did
Oh.
not know what happened. Did she fall out? Like, did I was I hallucinating? Was there nobody in front of us? I don't know what happened. And then all of a sudden she pops up and she's sitting upright again. It was so weird. And so
That is weird.
yeah, so for part of the ride, she was just laying down, and then she just popped up. And then at the end, we get off the ride, and I was laughing hysterically. And then she was just gone. Like, she just took off like 40 miles an hour. I don't know if she was trying to catch another ride, maybe doing a last dash for cash or something, but she was gone. So I never had a chance to ask her, like, "Are you okay?" 'Cause I never seen anybody do that before. But
Yeah, like where'd she go?
yeah,
I always feel like I'm gonna just get thrown out on the turns and end up in the river.
yeah, yeah. Catherine mentioned earlier she was holding on for dear life because she didn't want to squish Finley, and I was doing the same thing on my end, just kind of holding on to the side. So um, Neil says I've been hallucinating a lot recently. I'm telling you, I was really worried. I was going to go ask to see the security cameras because I was worried that that wasn't a real person in front of me. But yeah, we had a good time the whole trip, and we did on Sunday. We were our Monday rather. We were at Epcot, and so we did the scavenger hunt that they have going on because Finley loves to do those. So this was the Spike the Bee pollination exploration scavenger hunt. So you had to find the Spike the Bee, which is always more challenging if you guys do that. It's always more challenging. So if you want to, go level 10 or level 1, it depends on when you're going. If you go at the beginning of the Flower and Garden Festival, that's like a level 1. You go towards the end, it's like a level 10. Why? Because all the flowers grow, all the bushes grow up. So he's more hidden towards the end, so it's a little harder to find him. So we
I was
did
thinking,
that.
oh, do they move him around?
No, it just becomes harder because everything starts to grow. So we did that. We had a good time doing that. Of course, we stayed at Art of Animation, so we took the Skyliner to Epcot that day, and we left our luggage because it was checkout day. So we left our luggage with luggage services while we went to the park, which is a phenomenal service that they offer. You can do that on check-in day, check-out day. So if you do it on check-in day, you would do it because your room's not ready yet and you get there early. And if you're checking out by 11 and your flight's not till 8 like ours, go ahead and drop your luggage off with them and head to the parks. So that's exactly what we did. And then we just had to be back in time for Mirrors Connect to pick us up. So we did. So we did that. We did get a virtual queue for Guardians. I did put Finley in it just because it's just easier for me to just select all of us on the screen. And she asked to do Guardians. She
Wow.
wanted to do Guardians. And so we asked a cast member what she thought was better for first time, Finley being 5 years old. And she said the middle. So we went with the middle. We were in rows 5 and 6. And that was one that Finley didn't like. I think it was probably just too much for her for the first time. But let me say this: I think what eases it, especially like Big Thunder or Guardians or some of these thrill rides, is to be able to see them ahead of time. So because Finley watches every live stream with us, I think that helps because she has seen Corey on Big Thunder. She has seen Space Mountain. She has seen, Guardians. We even tried doing that for Jay, and Jay did not like Guardians at all. But he did say recently that he would try it again. So we'll see. She did like the music. She's but I used to play like the Guardians soundtrack, the 6 songs in the car. So I think she knew those songs anyway. So she did like the music. But then the other thing I was worried is, a lot of people first time, Neil, would not feel good after getting off the ride. So I was worried about that because there was so much motion and speed and all that. No, she was fine. She just didn't like it. But she said the same thing about Slinky Dog, and now she wants to get on Slinky Dog daytime and nighttime. So,
So you think she'll quickly go back to Guardians then?
I think she would try it again. And we asked her. She was like, "Well, we said, well, maybe when you're older." And she said, "Yeah, maybe when I'm older, I'll do it again." So we'll see.
Well, that's good. If she's wanting to do all these things now, like I told you before, I think she's going to end up riding everything.
Yeah, which is great. I mean, she was saying that Spaceship Earth was her favorite ride. So, she likes that and Small World, and she likes all the dark rides, but she'll also do the thrill rides, which, like I said, helps us because then when it's just the 3 of us, we can go on the rides together and not have to do rider swap. So, which is always nice. What song did she get? We got Disco Inferno. We got Disco Inferno.
Disco Inferno. I think they've officially gotten rid of September now. I have not gotten that song in. This is the longest dry spell ever. Months and months and months.
Oh boy, it might be there somewhere. I mean, I think in all the times I've done Guardians, I think I've only had Iran once, which I'm fine with only having it once. At least I can say I got it. Put it away.
I am not opposed to being able to choose your own song.
Right.
I mean, I guess there's an element of surprise.
Yes.
Of what you're going to get. But I wouldn't mind choosing your own.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of that, have we heard any more about the rumor that what's it called? Rip Ride Rocket?
I haven't heard any updates on that.
Okay.
I think Jacob said they were going to get rid of the library that you could choose.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that.
Yeah.
I love to ride that crazy ride going upside down and all that crazy stuff at amazing speeds, listening to Rainbow Connection. And I do.
That's awesome.
I do. It's calming. It's like a Zen ride.
Yeah.
But crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's what she said. Yeah. So
yeah, like Rock and Roller Coaster.
Finley said she didn't like it because she felt like she was actually flying. So
Oh, so
yeah,
she doesn't like to fly. She's not ready to fly yet.
I guess not.
Tell her Tinkerbell flies.
Exactly. Exactly. So so yeah, and then we did the butterfly garden, which was
Nice.
really nice. We did not get, I don't think any of us got any of them to land on us. Normally Catherine's really good at that, but for some reason this time that didn't happen. We
This year, she got lucky enough where she had two fly on her at the same time.
Oh, at the same time. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So we did do Soren, which was that was I don't know, it must have been, I don't know, it felt like it was down or something for a few minutes because it was taking quite long to get through the queue. But we did Soren, we did Finding Nemo that day. Um, so that was a pretty good day for, especially for having to leave the park by like 4:30. And then we were scrambling to get back to our resort on time. And so we got back to the resort, uh, and I ran ahead of Finley and Catherine. She went to grab her something to eat, and I went to go get the luggage. And as I'm waiting for the cast member to come out with the luggage, I turn around and Mirrors Connected pulled up. So it was like right on time, right on time. I was happy with that. Oh, there's Nick. Nick says that he got Christina and him got butterflies to hop on them. So they did get them. So they I'm guessing that was pretty much, yeah, he did some modeling. So I'm sure that's I'm guessing that's where that's from. Yes, that is an old picture. Nick, what year is that picture from? Oh, Nick missed the Wookie cookie. We didn't None of us had a Wookie cookie that day, right? Wow. Wow. No, you know why we didn't have a Wookie cookie? Because crew left. Crew was supposed to be coming back, and we were waiting to do the Wookie cookie with Crew, and he ditched us. So yeah. Oh, okay. Alright. I'm good with that. There you go. There you go. So, um, yeah, challenge accepted. Catherine, do you like the Wookie cookie? I don't remember. So that was Monday. So Sunday, we somehow made it to a park after that long day on Saturday, but we went to Magic. We were going to do Epcot that day, and then we decided to do Magic because Christina had never done Tron. So I was like, well, if we're going to do that, then we need to get the virtual queue. So that means we have to do Magic. So we went to Magic and then went to Epcot. So we park hopped to Epcot. So went to Magic, did a few rides there. We did Tron, like I mentioned, and where did we ride? I think we were like in the middle, like row 6 or 7. Um, and it's similar to what that cast member told you about um, Runaway Railway, where different seats will give you a different experience. So it's kind of the same thing there, because if you ride in the front of Tron, you get to feel like that launch. If you ride in the back, I think you feel more speed longer of the way. But if you ride in in the middle, you get more of the scenes in excuse me, inside the ride once you get inside. So we like riding in one because you're in the front, you feel the launch and all that, but the way the scenes happen, you don't get them right away. They don't start as row 1 is getting there, they kinda start as row 4 is getting there, so you get to see more of the scenes. So, because it was, Christina's first time, Nick and Christina rode in row 1, and then we did, row 5 or, row 6. So, um so it was good. We had a good time. Then we park hopped over to Epcot, did a couple rides. We did Luminous. Um, no real issues with Luminous that night, which is good. So I think Luminous is back, but sporadically being blocked. But at least it's not taking down the stream, but it seems to be blocking it after the stream is over. So I I don't know. That's part of the frustration with YouTube is that you can't really get a straight answer, and it's not the same experience for every streamer. So it's a little yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And I did it Saturday or Sunday night, and no issue at all. It's blocked in Russia. Big deal. So I don't know what to think of it. And there are still streamers out there streaming it and muting it. They'll mute and then they'll come back for 15 seconds and then they'll mute again. I don't think you need to go that far. And Luminous is such a beautiful show. Y- It's just go see Luminous. I promise you. Just understand the story behind Luminous. That's all you need. I was talking to this couple from Nova Scotia uh, as Luminous was starting, and it was their first time. They had never seen the show, didn't know anything about it. And so I just told them, I said, well, the title is Luminous, the Symphony of Us. It's the story about us as humans and what we go through. That's it. That's all I'm telling you. And so that was really all I wanted them to know. And I kind of did the same thing for Nick and Christina and Jay, their first time seeing Luminous. And I think that was enough for them to get, the idea behind Luminous. So I wish somebody would have done that with me the first time I saw it, but the first time I saw it, it was the first time it had been seen. So a little hard to do that. Um, so then we went back, had a good night at Epcot on on Sunday. But I'll tell you this: it always seems to go so fast when we do these short trips. 3, 4 day trips. And I told Catherine, there's so many people that I see on Facebook and other places that talk about their Disney trips and they're going for 15 days or they're going for 20 days. I don't know that I could go for that long, but it would be nice to go for 7 or 8 days. So maybe one of these trips will be a little bit longer, a little bit longer. Um, so yeah, that was Sunday and Monday. And so I'll let you kind of take the reins on Saturday and talk about that day. I know that I started the stream out with Star Tours. So we did Star Tours. No, I'm sorry, not Star Tours. Muppet Vision 3D. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Like it was the busiest I've ever seen Hollywood studios. And that I'm not surprised because it was May the 4th, but it was also a Saturday, and I have never been to May 4th on a Saturday. I don't know if they've ever had one.
On a Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's pray for that not to happen anymore because it's just so busy. But we got there early, and the first thing we did was stand in line for the awesome popcorn bucket.
Mm-hmm.
But, there's so many people waiting in line. And I wouldn't have known it unless Sam texted me that you could mobile order the helmet, because I would have stayed in line too. So I'm glad that we learned that. So we got out of line after standing in line for a little bit and mobile ordered it. And that made it easy to just, when you were called, you just went over and picked up the helmet.
Yep.
So that was good. So we went over to the merch. So just so people know, if you get called to go pick up, to go have your chance to go in at a special event like that, at least this time, they were very lenient on the time because we were very, very late to get over there because of the issues we had in the beginning. So they not only did they let us in, who had 4 or 5 people on our on our app, they also let everybody else in that was with us. So that was great.
Mm-hmm.
Without much explanation either. So that was pretty cool. And so here's an issue that I can bring up with where they sell the stuff. It's the old Muppets building, and it's very tight in there. So they really have to figure out how to do that better. It's not a great shopping experience for guests. It's very tight. And so, I was able to show things on stream, but Tammy went there to do a vlog just a few days before for the 35th anniversary merch, and she could hardly move to even make a video for it. And it's really tough. You can't move until you wait till a bunch of other people move, and there's a lot of bumping and banging, and all the guests, were great. Nobody argued or got frustrated, but they need to create a better experience for that. So the question will be, is there another spot in Hollywood Studios that they can do that? And if they can't, maybe they need to rearrange and remove the center islands there that has a little bit of merch on it, and just make more space. They can figure it out. They just have to make that a better situation. Do you agree?
So I was just thinking, right, and I was going to go, oh, well, we have the answer coming in June, but that's a different park. Epcot with the whole festival or Communicore Hall, I think would be the solve, but you don't have something like that at Hollywood Studios. And I think back to walking in and seeing all these different stores having lines. You had I know you had the Star Wars store, and there was another one that had a separate line. It might have been the store, the jewelry store. So you had all these little lines everywhere you looked, and then you also had the line for the actual store back where Corey was talking about. And I think that is the issue, is that you don't have a large location like you do at Epcot. Think about, at Epcot, you could have done it at the Odyssey building, right? Where you have all the festival merch that goes now.
That's immediately what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You also have, in Epcot, you have the Old World Showplace right next to Canada that is not being used for anything, and now you're going to have Communicore Hall, which is supposed to be used for festival type stuff. So at Epcot, you have a ton of places where you could do that, and you don't have that there. And I don't know that there is an easy solve in Hollywood Studios. I can't think of how they would fix that. I don't know.
Yeah, I was trying to think in my mind, if there's any potential buildings that are just kind of sitting there, and I don't. No, they couldn't do that. I was thinking about when you go down the Incredibles lane right there to the right where that was the old entrance to Toy Story Mania. That just might still be Toy Story Mania.
Right.
So
Yeah.
there's probably not any area there. I don't know what's beyond that, though. When you go through those gates, I know in the past, for a very quick time, there was still a piece of the city. Probably where you could do Osborne Lights and all that.
Right.
And we actually met, one of the last times that was open, I believe, we actually met Doctor Strange.
Oh,
over
wow.
there. So I don't know. I don't know. But they need to figure that out because that is just too tight. Now listen, when we did the special event for Ahsoka, it was the most pleasurable special merchandise shopping experience we've ever had because they only let in a handful of people at a time. So maybe that's something to try for the bigger crowds. I don't know. They know better than I do about this stuff. But what if you just let in a few people? There's only so many pieces of merchandise. So one person should not be in there for more than, let's say, 12 minutes. Like, you get in, you grab your stuff. You're going to look at it. You know that there's, 3 or 4 different styles of shirt, a hoodie, a hat, couple of pins, maybe a few cups. That's all the time you need. You go in, you grab what you need, and then you pay.
Yeah.
So maybe that would be a better shopping experience. It would be for sure. And then maybe it could still move people through. And Disney doesn't like to say much and try to make people feel pressured. But, maybe they could say, okay, come on in, find your purchases and then move towards the register so we can keep a good flow. Say it in a nice way.
Right.
Say it in a Disney way, and they can keep things moving better. That's my solution, but I'm sure they can come up with a better one. So what else? What else happened on Saturdays? We were traveling with a really large crowd, and chat seemed to like that. I was definitely making sure that I let people know, especially people that were new there, that, we're moving a little bit slower today. But that's not the normal flow, but it's just, what happens when you're with a big group. We certainly loved spending time with all of you guys. It was so much fun. It was so meaningful to be there with all of you all at once.
Yeah.
And, stream-wise, technical-wise, it was slower, but so we would have moved more if it was just Tammy, Jacob, and I, obviously. But when we look back on it, we did all the rides.
Mm-hmm.
We ate twice, right? We did all the rides, and it was a lot of fun. And we made sure we did all the Star Wars rides. And I don't know what else. Anything else happened?
I mean, we even did
besides
Star
that?
Wars twice, didn't we?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because Finley was the spy both times.
She was the spy both times. Now, wait a minute. Did the stream do it 3 times?
No, the stream
No.
did Muppets twice and Star Tours twice.
Because I thought that the second time, didn't I do it without you? Didn't I say, I'm going to run? Where did I go then? I left you guys.
Oh, did you
and
do?
I said, I'm gonna...
Did you? Okay, I don't remember.
Or did I go do Muppets? Maybe that's when I went to do Muppets. I don't even remember.
Maybe they got it 3 times. Well, I mean, that's the right day to do it 3 times for sure.
Neil made sure that he got a Wookiee cookie, though.
And we did Tower of Terror. I
Yes.
think that Tower of Terror was great. But we did Tower of Terror. On the way to Tower of Terror, I got my favorite souvenir of the whole trip and probably ever, my Lily's Life napkin.
Yes, you did. Oh, there it is on the wall.
It is up on
Very
the wall.
nice.
Yeah.
Well displayed.
So that was very nice meeting her and meeting Kelly and Ivone, and it was nice. And then we surprised you with Nick and Christina showing up at that point. So it was a really fun day.
It really was. Steve's mentioning cast members are getting a little overwhelmed. It was a little bit of chaos towards the end of the night. We were just trying to get on Smugglers Run, and they were trying to manage that massive crowd for the lightsabers.
Yeah.
And so it took a little bit to get through that, but we did make it through, and it was a lot of fun to do Smugglers for sure.
I have to imagine that they were not expecting that type of a crowd because they had kind of pushed off the meetup to the week earlier because they knew Hollywood studios would be so busy for May 4th being on a Saturday, plus the 35th anniversary a couple days earlier. So they had kind of planned for that not to be as big. And I got to say, I think that meetup was probably the same size, if not larger, than what I saw last year. So I can get that they feel that they were overwhelmed because they probably were. They probably
Yeah, I'm 1,000% in with Frank F. with his suggestions, and he says, turn this into Star Wars Nights. Program Rock and Roller Coaster with Star Wars. Bring back character appearances, special snacks and dining, and a Star Wars show in the Frozen Theater. Sign me up. Yep, sign me up for that.
We talked about a show in the Frozen Theater. Like,
Yeah,
it's
And
very possible.
and bring back the show on the Chinese Theater, and do a parade during the day. It would be so cool. I mean, it's another way for Disney to make money. Do Star Wars Nights. We will give you money.
Exactly.
We will pay you.
They're
I
all-
would do Star Wars Night for sure.
Uh,
Neil was blown away by all those lightsabers.
yeah.
It is a beautiful thing.
For sure.
So
I mean, that
Yeah,
was
So why? I mean, is it the day to do it, or is it not the day to do it? There you go. Is it the day to do it, or is it not the day to put on 2 special queues for Star Wars merchandise on May the 4th? Because we discovered later that they were also doing a queue for the Phantom Menace 25th anniversary. And we didn't. We just didn't try to get in that line. But when we did go in, they did sell out of one of the particular shirts. But I got a Darth Maul shirt, and I was happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was fine with that there. And they had some special Pandora charms for the 4th with the AT-AT. And I guess that was it. So I think Tammy's going to start collecting Pandora again. So, there you go.
I don't know. There's got to be answers. And what I think. So, in the beginning of the show, I talked about, was it different than what we expected? I don't think so. I think it was about the same as what I expected. Was it different than last year?
Not in any way.
No, it was the same as last year. Same type of merch, same experiences. So I don't think it was any different. The lightsaber meetup was the same, even though they said it wasn't going to be. I was definitely glad that we caught that. And I actually walked, when we walked, I guess it was Nick and Christina and I walking kind of from the stage there, where you enter to go to the Star Cruiser, kind of that area. And we walked over, and I could start seeing some of the lightsabers. And then as I got like around the corner, I saw all of them. And I was like, oh, this is not any smaller than it was last year. In fact, it felt bigger. Like you had that much room to squeeze by people. And it was very cool to see. It was definitely a spectacle, as Neil says. It was just not. I feel like it wasn't as well organized. Like, how was Catherine and Finley going to get down there with the stroller? because they cut her off and wouldn't let her go. And, we're trying to get to Millennium Falcon, and you had to show that you had Millennium Falcon, on Lightning Lane. Otherwise, they weren't going to let you in. Well, what if I just wanted to do like a Millennium Falcon standby? Then they weren't going to let me in. Like,
That's a good point.
There's got to be a better way to have taken care of that. Yeah, I think the outfits, the lightsabers, I mean, people go all out for it, and a lot of them are Disney adults. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it's phenomenal. I mean, that's why people asked me yesterday at work. I had to go to the office, and so they were asking, what do you do at Disney? And I was like, I escape. I just escape. I don't think about this. I don't think about. I just escape. That's what it's there for. I can go in to be. I can go in to escape the First Order, and I can go to shrink down to be the size of a toy, and you can be whatever you want to be. And I think for me, that's why I enjoy Disney as much as I do, and getting to see people, live out their fantasy, or, get to enjoy interacting with some of the characters that they wouldn't, where else are you going to walk by Chewie, right? We're just sitting eating, and he just walks by. Where else does that happen?
That was crazy.
Yeah.
It was unexpected. We're just kind of sitting there eating, and I'm looking over to the side, and Chewie comes by and glances over at us. I was like, "Oh, Chewie!"
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
But the thing I think that we all, Neil has mentioned it. I know I have mentioned it. You've mentioned it. We had two opportunities in that week to do something bigger at Hollywood Studios than what happened. Right? You had the 35th anniversary. Why wasn't there a cavalcade of some sort?
Mm-hmm.
Why weren't there street performers like there used to be? We talked about on May 4th, and I think it was Steve and I that were talking about that a lot. What if on May 4th, up above the entryway where security is, you have stormtroopers pacing back and forth, right?
Yeah.
What if at security, you have a couple stormtroopers standing right there, with security? That type of stuff just adds to the atmosphere. And I think that that's what's missing from that. You think about the Christmas party, you think about the Halloween party, you think about Jollywood Nights. The parks are all decorated, which add to the atmosphere. Jollywood Nights, you had special characters out. You had the band backed by Tower of Terror. It adds to the atmosphere of that day. And why don't we do that for Star Wars? Now, I know what I believe is the answer is that, did you see how full that park was that day? Do they need to add that stuff to us in order for people to come out? No, they don't. And that's why Disneyland gets it and we don't. But it would be nice.
It sure would. It sure would. Again, move it to nighttime. Give us some nighttime experiences like Disneyland does. I mean, it'll make them some more money.
But could you do it on... I don't know that you could do it on Star Wars Day. I think the park would be overwhelmed.
That's why I'm saying alternatively then come up with some Star Wars nights.
Yeah.
But you can also do a few things that I don't think would drive that much more people in, which is some of the things that we were used to before. Like bringing back March of the First Order. It would be nice to see that again. Give us the nighttime show. One time during the day free. You go ahead and charge it for Star Wars nights. But bring back the nighttime show. Put a little Star Wars parade together a couple times during the day on May the 4th. and a few more snacks would be good.
Hmm.
And you're good to go. You know, you put some lipstick on that pig, and it would look pretty good. So that's all they have to do.
Well, fingers crossed next year, they start bringing back a little bit more of that just to tease us. I think I really would hope that they would look at Disneyland and see what Disneyland is doing over there, and if it is profitable, and then you bring it over here. And maybe you don't do it the weekend, or you don't do it around the Star Wars Day at all, but you throw them in there every now and then. What did they do? They had the Star Wars night, but they also didn't they do retro night or something like that over there?
I think they did. Was it like an 80s night or something?
Or 80s night, yeah.
Oh, no. I think they went like way back, right? Like 50s. They did like a 50s night.
Something. I mean, that stuff would be great. That would absolutely be great. Again, look at Jollywood Nights and how people took to that once they, kind of made it a little bit better than the first night. But that, I think, would be really, really good for us over here on this side. And we just wouldn't feel left out. I know a lot of us feel left out. I get it's about, money, and do you need to invest in extra characters and extra snacks and all the work that goes into that in order to bring people? You don't, because it's Disney World. It's the most visited parks in the world. So
I was disappointed that there weren't more snacks, though. We did try the Mustafarian puff, cream puff. It looked, presentation was fine. It did look like, I don't know. To me, it looked like Darth Maul, but I guess if it's Mustafarian, it's supposed to be more like the planet that Vader's castle is on.
Mhm.
It didn't have any taste, and it had a funky texture. The cream inside was the best thing. It was a cookies and cream, which was decent. But if you're wondering if when you bite into something, sometimes you're like, is this worth the calories? Like, that one was not worth the calories at all. The churro lightsabers, definitely cute. Keep them coming, but at the same time, it's just a churro, which is okay. I guess if you're gonna buy a churro and it comes with the little cardboard hilt, that's cool. That's really cool. Just don't expect anything special taste wise. Those are fine. But let me tell you, the Princess Leia milkshake was off the chain. As Neil would say, it was a 10 out of 5 Mickeys. That was so good. Oh, boy. You had the cinnamon bun rolls on the side, which were just cinnamon bun rolls, but they were fine. The whipped cream on top. It had edible, what would they call it? Edible glitter, I guess.
Oh.
And the milkshake itself was white. Of course, that would represent Princess Leia's dress, I guess. And that was salted caramel. Jacob didn't know what it was, and he took a sip, and he's like, why is this so salty? I'm like, it's salted caramel.
Right.
So it was really good. That was truly a 5 out of 5 right there. So Disney hit on that one. That one was so great. That needs to be a staple. Like, move that over to Batuu somewhere.
Move it over, yeah. Yep.
Move it over to Batuu. That would sell a ton. Go put it over at, get rid of that. And I don't know if they've done it before. They've already done it. But get rid of that cold brew with the Cocoa Puffs, because that wasn't very good. Put that there along with the popcorn. Ooh, now you're talking. Now I'm getting all hyped up for good snacks. It's about time we talk about a good snack tonight, because none of them have been good, okay? Hint, hint, wink, wink. So, yeah, that one was the hit of the day for sure. Over at the alternative site for special merch, the 25th anniversary for Phantom Menace, the merch was decent. I mean, it was okay. They had 2 backpacks, one small, one large. I didn't like it very much. I did really like the Darth Maul shirt that I got. It was kind of like a red and black tie-dye, and his face fills up the whole front of the T-shirt, and it really pops. I like that. And Jacob got the 20. It said it had a big 25 on the front, and I think it had Maul and Obi-Wan maybe clashing lightsabers together, and it said Phantom Menace 25th. So that was nice. So we picked up those two things.
Now we got there right at the end of the night. So did you get the impression that they had other stuff, but they had sold out?
So we were able to look at the app, like what they were selling on Shop Disney online, and we did notice that there was a hat that was available and a mug. So those were two things that weren't there when we got there. So maybe that was it. I might have seen another thing or two, but I can't really remember for sure. But there was definitely at least those two things that were no longer there that sold out.
I'm sure Tammy was disappointed they sold out of the mugs.
I know, right? She was definitely disappointed in the fact that they didn't have Jacob's size for that 25th shirt. So what I did was she asked the cast member if they had any more, and she said no. But then Tammy saw a family walk up the ramp towards her, and they had those shirts in their hands. And she said, "Where'd you get those?" And they said, "Oh, there's a whole rack down there." So when she went down, and they told her that they took the last two mediums. So she pulled off a trade. I gave up my large one so that Jacob could get a medium from them because they were hoping for a medium and a large. So Jacob was able to benefit from that trade right there. Oh, we did. Wishables came back. Came back. Right. And I did ask a cast member. I wondered, is this a sign of things to come, that more Wishables will come? And they didn't know, of course. We'll see. I enjoy Wishables. I might even have, if I don't have 20, I have 25. And we ended up with the whole set. I didn't intend for that. Although, yeah, we ended up with the whole set, I believe. I got to check and see if I have BB-8. If I do, we have the whole set already. It's fun. It's fun trying to feel for them and pick out the right ones. And I love doing the reveal for the stream. That's always fun, and we all did that. So that was a lot of fun to do.
Yeah, and Hayden got the whole set, or he did a trade with the lady that was there, so that was good. And then we also ended up with the whole set, so worked out well.
Yeah, lots of fun. Anything else? Did we cover everything there?
Yeah, pretty much.
Up there hearing some static. I hear it too.
I hear it as well.
I think it might be you this time. It's kind of weird. We're having a couple of little technical difficulties this evening. Yeah, Hayden got the whole set after a trade. Nice. Okay, Lawrence popped out. I have the stage. So, I hope you all enjoyed the live stream on Saturdays. It was a good time. It was nearly an all-day stream. We had to start a little later than we expected, but we'll call it an all-day stream. We truly went. I think we ended up going 14 hours. So, and it all in all, when you look back on it, I think it went by fast. So, a lot of fun. We don't have any all-day streams planned for any time soon, but there could be one this summer when Lawrence comes back in the summer. So, for you're planning on coming back for July 4th?
Yes, we should be back July 4th that week. We were just looking at it the other night.
You definitely sound like a Star Wars character. Do I sound fine?
No, I'm hearing it from you. I'm not hearing it when I speak. Maybe
okay. I'll pop out and then I'll pop back in.
Okay. So yeah, we are thinking about July 4th. We did it last year. It was great. We did July 3rd. at Magic, July 4th at Epcot, and then July 5th was the 4-park challenge. July 4th is our anniversary, Catherine and I. So we tend to like to do that. So we'll see. I think that's on the table. We've been talking about it a little bit. Yeah, Nick, that's right. I did not talk about our character dining. We wanted to do a character dining. We had never done one with Nick and Christina, so we did a character dining. A lot of character dining was available that day. Think about how busy that weekend was, and a lot of character dining was available the night before, so Sunday night, or excuse me, Saturday night into Sunday. There was a lot, including 1900 Park Fair. I think Chef Mickey's was available, and we did Crystal Palace because we were going to Magic, so we got to meet Winnie the Pooh and Tigger and Piglet and Eeyore, and we ate at like 2 o'clock. So the 3 o'clock parade starts at Frontierland, gets to the hub about 3:15ish. So I want to catch the parade because we wouldn't have seen it that weekend if not. So we asked to step out because Catherine and I have done that for the fireworks. They let you step out and then go back and finish. So Catherine waited to see if that was going to be okay, and Nick, Christina, Finley, and I left to go catch the parade. So we went all the way up to the firehouse to watch the parade from there, and I streamed it there. And when we got back, Catherine had said that that's not something that they normally do, letting you go and come back because the parade is too long. The parade is not longer than the fireworks. But anyway, so she stayed. And so while she was there and the characters would come around, because by the way, it was like empty. Like I'd never seen Crystal Palace that empty. And we've been there. This will be the 4th time we were there. And it was empty. So the characters kept coming by. So she would tell them that her family deserted her to go watch the parade. And so we certainly got some flack from Winnie and Eeyore, I know, and maybe even Tigger, if I remember correctly, were all giving us the side eye, as only a character could, when we got back after deserting Catherine. So we heard it from all of them. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. Hey, pop into the vertical. Um, yeah. Yeah. So we had we had a good time. We hadn't done that in a while, and Nick had never done um character dining. The rest of us had, and he had never done it. And I think he had a ball doing it. He can tell us. But I think he had a lot of fun, um, interacting with the character. And you all have seen him on stream. He's an absolute ham. So he enjoyed hamming it up with all of them. I think Nick could be a cast member if he wanted to. You know, just yeah. I think you would be impressed. Very very impressed.
Oh, it'd be fun. You know what I was thinking? You know what I was thinking when I went home Saturday night? That we really should have taken time to cut a new promo because it was there.
Because Nick was there. Yeah. So Nick, we start thinking if we go in July, we're gonna have to start working on that. So
So if we move on to another, is it okay to move on to another topic then before
Yeah.
we wrap it up?
Yep.
Like thinking about what's coming up. So I was thinking about giving some dates for a tease.
Oh.
So it's the biggest summer of Diz this year ever. Lots of things coming down the pike. We've got the movie coming out. We've got some other events, things that we've never, ever done on stream, and some things I didn't even know existed. So mark these dates down. Mark down June 3rd. That is in stone. That is plans that have come through, and those are in stone. June 3rd is a Mondays. We're going to do something that we've never done before, and maybe you all have never even heard of it before. So you'll really enjoy it. It'll be a unique thing. It doesn't happen often on Disney property. So we're going to be there for that. And what else are we doing? We are also doing, I'll give you another date, July 6th. Everything was solidified in stone today. Everything that I want to do on that Saturday is reserved and paid for. So get ready for that. So that's going to be another unique Saturdays. It's never, for exactly everything doing on that Saturday, it's never been done before in that way. So that's another date to write down. It's going to be a lot of fun, that stream. And I can tell you that I will be joined by Neil and family and Lawrence and family for that particular day. So that's July 6th. That happens just after July 4th. Calculations serve me correctly. So listen, it sounds like I might have to take some days off. I might have to take some days off. I have days to burn. So if you're going to be there like the 4th and the 5th, I think I need to put in for some time off.
I like that idea. I like that idea. Hey, y'all in chat, put in chat just some. We are not going to answer, just so you know, but put in chat some of the things you think he's talking about. I just want to see who's on the right track or not.
Yeah. And could we be thinking about like a 4-park challenge?
Could be. I'm always down for a 4-park challenge.
Tiger Girl says cook out at Corey's. I think those are all the dates right now. We are going, okay, so we're going to launch a decent size vlog series that will start on let's see, 21, 22, 23, 24, the 24th, the 25th, or the 26th or so of June is going to be a series that will be, we'll do one a week, and I'm hoping that goes for like 8 weeks, 6 or 8 weeks easily. So we're hoping for that to hit too. And then when we have word on a release date for the film, you bet I will let you all know about that. I have to think on this, says Jen W. Hey, Kelsey Tinkerbell.
I tell you what, we will put that in the community tab, and you guys can post your thoughts there and tell us what you think some of these things are, if you think about them afterwards.
I appreciate the guesses. Remember your guesses, and then when it happens, you can let us know that, hey, I guessed that. You know?
Yeah. If you guess it correctly, I will give you 54 points.
Yes, and I'll give an additional 10.
There you go. I don't know what these points do, but there you go. You'll have some.
Oh, Jill Party of 4 says not sure what it's called, but the neon lights. Oh, listen. I'll tell you that much. I'll give you that much. I am just waiting for Lawrence to give the word. If Lawrence and Nick and all them want to go to H2O Glow and it lands on when they're here, I'm in. I'll give you all a live stream. I'll take you in the wave pool. I'll take you down a bunch of slides, all that stuff.
So
maybe we can get Neil there in his jeans.
In his dungarees.
Yeah, we can get Neil there in his dungarees. He can't get any wetter than he did on Pirates the other night.
Yeah, seriously.
I'll put him in the front of the double tube. I'll put him in the front of the double tube. I'll wrap my legs around him, and I'll hold up the camera, and you can all just watch the back of Neil's head while he screams bloody murder as we go down the water coaster. While holding a Wookiee cookie to get it wet and moister.
Then you'll eat it. You'll be okay with that.
Yes. I see Hoop-de-Doo, Typhoon Lagoon, Blizzard Beach.
And Nick, Blizzard Beach is closed, but Typhoon Lagoon is open, and they have the H2O Glow Nights, which is a party. So I know you would be down for that.
Oh yeah, party DJ,
Yeah.
free Mickey bars, right? All that stuff, and water slides at night.
Yeah. All right. We gotta, Catherine, start planning. Put in your time off now.
Yes. I'm hearing some feedback again. I don't know if anybody else is. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's just me.
I am.
can deal with it here at the end.
Not as much as before.
All
So
right.
Frank wants a live stream of Neil's first ride on Tiana's. So do I, Frank. So do I.
Oh yeah, Neil has to guarantee right now that he will do it on stream
Mm-hmm.
because we need to see this.
And what's the other thing? Oh, June 10th, we're gonna have the opening of Epcot, the Communicore Hall. So I'm sure
That's a regular streaming night for me anyway, isn't it? Or no?
I don't know if that is. That's phenomenal. That worked out well.
Let me see. We'll check it live. June 10th, you said? It is.
Yes, it is.
It's a Monday.
All right. Go
All
ahead.
right, it's a Monday. I'll be there.
Put your reservation in now.
Okay. Remind me when we're done.
Yeah.
I will do that.
Yeah. This Sunday's gonna. I mean, this Sunday. This summer's gonna be very, very big. I like what's happening. We're continuing to test full screen and vertical at the same time, which is also helping. And there's more stuff on the horizon for Living in Diz for sure. So stay tuned.
Yes, for sure. Let's quickly hit up our sponsor here. And I have to admit, my computer is just running slow tonight. I don't know what it is. It's not cooperating with us. But
You want me to start it? I'll start it.
Looking for a home that offers the perfect blend of luxury, comfort, and convenience with Disney World in your backyard? Victor Naraki is a licensed realtor with Vision Home Real Estate LLC. He is here to help you find the home of your dreams. With over 13 years of experience in the vacation home market and a proven track record of success, Victor is the perfect partner to guide you through every step of the home buying process. So why wait? Visit DisneyAtYourDoorstep.com today to learn more about Victor's exclusive range of properties and schedule a viewing with him today. Your dream home is just a click away. If you're properties and schedule a viewing with him today, your dream home is just a click away.
All right.
All right, we are back.
It's so weird. When I talk, I don't hear anything from me now. I just hear it from you.
I think.
There I am.
There you go. Okay, cool.
All right. It's feedback from Corey, she says. When I'm talking right now, I don't hear it. But when you do, I hear it. It's weird.
Yeah,
Talk now?
I'm hearing it a little bit on your end.
Yeah. All right. Well, we hit 133 minutes or an hour and 33. I think we've said it all and done it all.
Yep. So let me do two things. One, next week's show you do not want to miss. I don't know how we get lucky like this, but maybe it's the fact that we're the number 9 Disney podcast in the world. I don't know. Maybe it's because we're a top 10% podcast in the world. I don't know. Maybe. But we have another special guest coming on next week. And I just love how things happen. He just reached out to, actually, he came through Jason, who we had on a couple weeks ago. But it is Phil Gramlich, who is the author of Walt and His Park, which is now available on Amazon. So he is going to come on to the show and talk with us about his new book. This book is a collection of short stories from Imagineers talking about Walt and the parks. And I even noticed that one of the shorts, or a few of them, I guess, are from Julie Andrews. So this is going to be really, really good. So I am very excited to have him on the show. We've been talking back and forth for a little bit. So Corey and I were able to get an advance copy of the book, and so we'll be reading that leading up to next week. But yeah, be sure to be here for Phil Gramlich next week.
Awesome. Love it.
So, and I have a quote for tonight.
He has a quote. Here we go.
And I'm going to tell you where I got these quotes. I got them off the Scrim Walls.
Ooh, very nice.
So there's a bunch of them all over there by Communicore Hall. So I just took pictures and just got them all. So we've got a couple weeks of them. Yeah. You know, we're starting to do some good planning as we get closer to the 50th episode here. We're starting to get things together. So if we can dream it, we can do it. So go out there and dream, and then go out there and do it.
If we can dream it, then we can do it. Yes, we can.
So
awesome.
Yeah, so I'm excited for the next couple weeks. We've got Phil coming on the show next week, and then we have our 50th episode, and that's going to be a big one. Then we have a couple other good ones coming up, and then we even have a best of coming up that I've got to put together. Yeah, I didn't even tell you about that one, Corey.
Oh, okay. Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna do a best of. I'll tell you when we go off the air why. So.
Okay. That sounds amazed is right there.
Yeah.
We love you all. We do it live because we do it for you. And we'll be back live here again next Wednesdays. And that will be at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. As far as the members only, I'm going to say from now on, we're going to be a little looser with that. If Lawrence agrees, where just watch notifications. We'll make sure we dedicate to at least one a month. If there's any others that we want to do, just watch notifications, members, to see if we go live at 6:30 and join in on there with us if we do. Life is just getting even busier, and it's a little tough to keep up with all of that. So that's that. And yes, we'll see many of you on the Zoom call. Anybody that's listening live right now, we have our Zoom call tomorrow night with all our guests. I will send out the other few invites that where I got some later emails the other day, speaking of court, and I think there's one other one, two others that I have to put in, so I'll do that right now. And we love you all. We don't just use those terms lightly. We truly love you all. Speaking of that, there were so many people yelling out, I love you, on Saturdays at Hollywood Studios. More crowd brings more people, more viewers.
Yep.
And I just, we got to talk to some, but some were like trapped in lines. So I just waved and said, love you too.
Yeah.
So that was great. That was really, really great. We love meeting everyone, and don't hesitate to ever come over and say hello. But for now, we're just two bros talking Disney.
That's us.
So for now, have a wonderful rest of your evening, everyone. If you're listening live, if you're listening later on the YouTube Music app, or let's get them all right. Spotify, Apple, iHeartMusic, and also Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
and iHeartRadio. Are we still on iHeartRadio?
We are on iHeartRadio. Yep. All major platforms, which is crazy, and even that's growing. I've been watching those numbers. It's getting up there. So,
all right, I love it.
Stay with it, folks. We're here.
Stay with us. Mrs. Billy Glenn says, thanks for all you do. And we love all of you, too. We see all that love in the chat. And we'll see you in the parks on Saturdays, everyone. Have a good rest of your time. And let's see. Do you want to, let's see. The computer was going slow. You know what? I think, what was messing us up?
What's that?
Well, maybe not. I'm going to do something. I'm going to end the vertical. We're going to test live. I'm going to end the vertical. I just want to see if it was